Again, another video, and today we're going to discuss my wish list for the time skip, because we know it's turning up in the next 2 chapters I'll see, which I've been saying for like over a year now that it would happen in volume 15, but it still remains to be seen whether that will happen. But this is very good guess, if I would say so myself, I guess. Yeah, but so let's talk about my wish list. What do I want? And I'm just going to talk about maybe specific characters and then general in terms of what I want. So let's start off with Mitsuki. You know, we call him and Mitsuki and Sarada are generally the forgotten members in Team 7 in the manga and even in the anime, because I don't count fights as being not forgotten. I'm talking about like character stuff. Now she's getting something in anime, which is cool, but especially in the manga, Mitsuki, ooh la la. But so let's see, what do I want from Mitsuki? I want to see some real conflict with him. Maybe this Boruto thing will jerk start something with him. Let's see the Sage mode as well. I want to see some frustration or something that leads him down, like where we are seeing a lot of emotions from him, like how Sai's brother came in and like that gave him some nice conflict with his emotions, and obviously everything he had with Naruto and Sasuke, with Naruto and the whole emotional thing and leveling emotions, like something like that from Mitsuki. Let's get that, you know, let's get more out of him in the manga. Let's get some more conflict, because I feel like that's the reason a lot of these people don't have scenes in the manga, like Sarada and Mitsuki. It's just like there's no conflict. That's the issue. There's no real conflict with both of them. Like any conflict that Sarada has is directly linked to Boruto or Sasuke. Like, what's her conflict in becoming Hokage? Where's the conflict? That's what, you know, even Sakura, like I've said before, has conflict. And a conflict like she was weak. She loved Sasuke too much. That's conflict. Whether you like it, you don't like it, I don't care. But this conflict that the story can use, build upon. People talk about, oh, how Sakura was like, she told Naruto she loved him. Bro, I don't care. It's conflict. She did it. It took the story an interesting way, in my opinion. Whether it was good, bad. Because I've noticed a lot of, apart from, you know, I can understand the complaints of Sakura has Sasuke on her mind too much. I can understand it. But sometimes people just, you know, they ridicule, they base her on, let's say, bad decisions that she makes. She can commit mass murder. I don't care as long as the story is interesting. It's all I care about. Like, so that's what I want from Mitsuki. And obviously for Sarada, let's see some good, more conflict with her. Interesting, thought-provoking people that, you know, having your edge conflict. That's what I like about Naruto. Is like a lot of the decisions where they, you know, it was very divisive. You know, Sakura divisive, Naruto divisive, you know, and how he wanted to save people. Obviously Sasuke divisive. Like some people like, no, you should have followed the touch. Some people like, no, the village deserves it, and all that kind of stuff. That's what I like in my stories. Conflict, you know, divisive stuff. Because, well, not necessarily divisive, because One Piece, I won't say it's really divisive, but there's conflict anyway with all the characters and their goals. But just baseline, more conflict, internal conflict with their goals, the characters. Let's see that, you know, let's jazz it up a bit. In terms of what else I want to see from Sarada, let's get that Mangekyo Sharingan. I don't know how she's gonna get it, but let's get that Mangekyo Sharingan. Let's see some of these abilities. I don't know how, I mean, if she gets it, it's an ongoing battle for blindness, because ooh la la, she's gonna get blind real quick with the kind of villains that are approaching. And she's gonna get a Mangekyo. Oh my god, she's gonna lose eye quick. They'll be like, oh, we turned off the lights, because she's gonna be overusing that shit. So I'm gonna see how they'll take care of it, or they'll use maybe the Shin. They're not gonna use the Shin clones, because Naruto sees them as kids, you know, as real people. So he's not gonna sacrifice one of them for Sakura. Maybe there's that Obito's layer. I don't know, but let's get some of that. There'll be another interesting conflict. And they kind of hinted at this when she asked Sasuke in the training arc, so maybe that's foreshadowing. Who knows? I don't know. And let's talk about, you know, Kawaii. I would like to see his character go, because he's emulated Naruto so much. I would like to see him going to the path of wanting to become Hokage, being, you know, baptized. Baptized is the wrong word, but being, you know, initiated into the league properly. Now people like see them as a genuine member, citizen of Konoha village. That's what I'd like to see. So once he's that, he can now say, I want to be Hokage. And once that's there, there's not going to be something between Kawaii and Sarada both vying to be Hokage, and then we can see real conflict. Then you see who does he mean more to, because I want to see how much he means to Sarada. You know, that's what's lacking for me. One of the things that's lacking for me. So let's see that with Kawaii. Let's see what his goals are. Obviously, apart from reading the word of karma, but I guess the karma thing takes precedence over wanting to become Hokage. So we'll see stuff. I mean, Kawaii is really pretty interesting. He's like being like the main focus of the story. So obviously now he's lost his karma. I didn't even talk about Kagi, to be honest. He's pretty interesting. He's going to remain interesting with all the shit that's happening. But I'd like to see him learn ninjutsu. Now that he's lost his karma, he's definitely going to have to rely on ninjutsu. I would like to see all the cool ninjutsu he does. And I think they need to give him something like Earth style. There's already too much on Fire style. There's already too much overlap between a lot of these characters. Like Boruto can use wind, water, and lightning. Mitsuki can use wind and lightning. Sarada can copy any basic ninjutsu anyway. So there's already a lot of overlap. I like to see more unique stuff from them. And now let's talk about the main man himself, Uzumaki Boruto. You know, the boy. My favorite character in the series, obviously. Not, I won't say, maybe Kage is a better character, but Boruto is my favorite anyway. So, I understand arguments for that Kage is the better character, but that doesn't really matter. Boruto is my favorite. So let's talk about what I want from Boruto. Obviously, I'm liking the conflict with, they've already introduced these pills that will suppress this thing, so there's already some kind of drug abuse. And you know what's funny? Even during the Momoshiki thing, when we were talking about the pills, that was kind of like doping with the whole scientific ninja tool and Momoshiki taking pills. So that's an interesting callback. And obviously Sasuke took pills to die, during the retrieval arc. So I'm liking coincidental, maybe, I don't know, but I like it regardless. Coincidental or incidental, who cares? But yeah, so what else do I want from Boruto? We're already heading into a nice conflict. There's a nice conflict between him and the Karma Mark. How is he gonna, live in the village? I would like to see some conflict between him and his family, please. Where is Himawari and Hinata? How is she? This is her son, please. We saw Kushina come back, for the Naruto thing, and we saw Minato come back. I would like Kishimoto, whoever is writing this thing, because side notes, there was no Kishimoto input in the volume, so maybe he's just laying low because of the failure of Samurai 8. I don't know, but yeah, we saw Kushina come in. We had a beautiful moment with Kushina and and Naruto, which a lot of people, I remember when it came out, I've seen some of the comments like in Japan when people were reading it and they were like, oh, now, because after the time skip, basically it was around that time that people were like, yes, Naruto is back after the pain arc, and they were like, yes, Naruto is equal to One Piece. Those were the sentiments I was hearing from Japanese commenters and online and stuff like that. So let's get something like that with Hinata. Come on, I don't know why they've been, maybe we'll see it. I don't want it anime original. I want to see it in the manga, please. Let's have good highlights on this. And his sister, what's going to be her takeaway from this? You're gonna find a way to solve the problems of her brother somehow. Maybe she will put her, you say, I want to save my brother, put her saving his life ahead of her own goals, because she has no real motive. She just wants to have fun, try all the things she does, and do a lot of stuff. But maybe this will give her motivation to say, when I save my brother, I can do and be selfish with my life. But now, who knows? But my point is, whether they go there or they don't go there, what I want to see is conflict. Like I've said, this is the key word from this whole wish list. What I want is conflict. It's not about happy. This is my problem with the anime. The Team 7 is too nice. It's too happy-go-lucky. I want interesting conflict between the members, because let's be real, none of those villains, there's no real conflict. Like, oh yeah, blah blah blah. Okay, I'm sure they are not that great. I mean, in the anime original stuff prior to now, So I wanted, if we're not getting interesting conflict outside, I want to see the interesting conflict within the team. But there was none, because they're all so nice. So, but yeah, at least it's cool now. So, but conflict anyway. And yeah, so that's what I want from his family. Then in terms of Boruto, other things I want, this is not in terms of conflict. I would like to see him develop his moves. I reread the Boruto fights last night, and this guy is just spamming Rasengan up. Like, I get it, it's strong, but stop with the spam, please. Please, I hope he's training under Sasuke. Just stop spamming Rasengan. I'm like, I've been saying this a while. Let Boruto get Keke Tota. Like, what's the issue? Give him Keke Tota. I don't understand. Let him get like Storm Release, Then you have like, let's get a Boruto stream. We can get an adult version of Boruto Flash, with the sword, and just like, and then all of them are cut down. That would be crazy, Kind of like what Sasuke did in the hideout for Jugo, which he was just fast, but we can actually get something like Boruto, like Boruto Flash. That would be crazy. Another thing I would like to see is from him, after stop spamming Rasengan and you get like Keke Tota uses other nature abilities more, let's get that Hyuga fight and stuff, because no cap, the Hyuga, I can understand why the Hyuga say they're the strongest in the Leaf Village, because let's be real, who is beating the Hyuga? Like, like Neji, like the good Hyugas, in close combat. Do you know how key those kind of abilities are? Because the truth is, you can't block someone from a Hyuga. Even a graze is enough to, nudge your chakra point. That's why it's very dangerous to fight a Hyuga person. You can't block. They can't. You know how Naruto and Sasuke were fighting. This one's block. You can't block a Hyuga because they're targeting your chakra points anyway. There's chakra points in the arms you're using to block, in the face you're using to headbutt. They can always block it. They can block your chakra points from their back. Like they have. I would like to see Boruto use the chakra points. Please, let's get this. Maybe when he unlocks the Jogan, because that can see chakra points. Let's get this thing. I hope Kishimoto is like, yeah, we focus on the Sharingan too much. Let's focus on Byakugan and that whole line with whatever the Senrigan and all that jazzy stuff. I don't know, but let's just focus more on the Hyuga. Also, actually, I would like to see Boruto Kawaki use Rasengan. I don't know if he can do it, but that's a nice touch. Naruto students, pass it on to Kawaki. Come on, do it, Kishimoto or whoever's writing it, because I'm not even going to talk. But Kawaki Rasengan, please, let's let's get that. Come on. Petition for Kawaki to get Rasengan. Let's get it. His students. Come on. Jiraiya and Rasengan. Come on, let's do it. Kawaki for the Rasengan. Maybe even for the Sage Mode. Let's get it. Come on. Sumire, actually, because she's pretty important. People tend to forget, but her thing is linked to the Gozu 10 on her back or on her hand now. Is linked to Kaguya's dimension. So clearly, she is related to the Otsutsuki in some shape, form, and format. I don't know, but so we need to focus on Sumire and Nue. Like that's the first arc we had, and I feel like they have to have done that for some reason. And she's in the manga now, even more than Sarada. They just need to do something, please. Like this is linked. This is like, apart from Boruto and Kawaki, she's like the next character who has direct links to the Otsutsuki. Like, so I don't know why. Like, let's see something with her too, please. Well, Sakura, I don't know. I guess I don't know. There's no real conflict apart from like being like a worrying parent, scared for her daughter. There's no real conflict for her because a lot of her actually, now a lot of her conflict has been based around Sasuke and her being weak. Now that she's not weak and Sasuke is her husband, a lot of that conflict is gone. So I don't know what her new conflict could be, or she could just be like a guy sensei or Kakashi, who like their conflicts were in the actually Kakashi's conflict came back to bite him in the ass with Obito, and Guy obviously when he opened the 8 gates we saw it. So I don't know. But I don't know about Sakura. That's probably going to be one of the most difficult ones. But her being a worrying parent, child, and obviously she's a Jonin, and I don't think they'll put her on the front lines, to be honest. So we'll see what happens with Sakura. I can't speculate on it right now, to be honest. Let's talk about Sasuke, the man teaching Boruto. I know he said he's going to kill Boruto, but I would like to see more student-teacher relationship between them. Hopefully that happens with the time skip. His dynamic with Naruto, Sasuke, what both of them have said they would do it. I don't believe Naruto's going to kill his son, to be honest with you. He could, but just like, I doubt it, But if he did it, I'd be like, I can understand, especially what it was founded on with Hashirama and all that. So I can understand. If he does it, I won't be surprised, but I don't believe he would. I feel like he will hesitate first, but I think Sasuke will be, more gung-ho about it. So I want to see how both of them interact in terms of this threat with Boruto, like how, and if let's say something happens and Sasuke actually attempts to kill Boruto and Naruto was like hesitating, this is a very interesting dynamic and topic, to be honest. So I'd like to see that conflict play out. And obviously, let's talk about Naruto. Boruto is a ticking time bomb with everything that's happening with Amado, Code, Boruto from his family, the village. Like, are they gonna? Because anything can happen, to be honest. Anything can literally happen. He can turn up anytime. So that's an interesting conflict. I don't even need to speculate on Naruto and Sasuke because the conflict for them is already pretty interesting. Their dynamics with Boruto, the village, the ninja world at stake. Immense stuff there. And obviously, I guess Sasuke, please get his hand back. Just give him his hand. If you're not going to give him the Rinnegan, just give him his hand at least. Let him have 2 arms, please. Come on. Or maybe his arm, they'll give him a scientific ninja 2 arm. I don't know, but just give him his arm. Please. He's lost his eye, give him an arm. Like, he can atone. He's atoned enough. Granted, the lives he took will never come back, but he saved a lot of lives too. So please give him his arm. Finally, let's talk about the last people who have interesting conflict. The villages, his friends, other teams, his aunts, potentially his grandparents, the whole Hyuga family. Like, what's their conflict? How are they gonna because none of them actually have big goals of their own too. A lot of their conflict is going to be dependent on the situation with Boruto and external conflict. So that's as much as it's going to get. Maybe Iwabe wants to become Hokage. Maybe, I don't know. I have no hope for that, to be honest. I feel like the anime will delve more into that, but we'll see what happens with Shikadai Team 10, Team 3, Team 15, you know. And please, more anime or manga, more Tsubaki x Boruto friendship. Their friendship is so wholesome. Come on, please. The bonding over burgers, that would be so nice. B.O.B. bonding over burgers. Come on, let's do it. Then, you know, when they eat the burgers, they fly like airplanes, like shooting stars. Come on, that'll be the wordplay today. Nah, but let's get some more nice friendship. I always find their friendship wholesome, man. Let's bond over burgers, you know. Despite all of them being friends in, you know, the village or whatever it is, like all the teams, like they're good friends, but you hardly ever see any male interact with any female without people saying it's shipping. So I would like to see more. I don't see Shikada interacting, or not interacting, but chilling with Sarada. Just, you know, just to chill, you know, have fun. It's usually always with her teammates or the other girls. I like to see more intermingling, you know, as friends, like friends, please. Just like good friends, like, yeah, so let's get it. That's my wish list for, I don't even know what that's for. That's just a wish list for the timescape and I guess other things I wanted on the list. I mean, it's a wish list. Come on, I just say what I want. It's just a wish list anyway. So yeah, I don't know. So what's on your wish list? What are you hoping for? And what do you hope they add to the story? Or do you think everything is already in store for the story? And ultimately, the biggest thing I can wish for is just give me interesting conflict, an interesting story, good characters, and I'm here for it. So that's it. And you know, thank you for watching. If you made it this far, I don't know if people actually watch the end of these videos, to be honest. So yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Safe.